Good morning everyone, I hope you're all doing alright. Today's video is going to be how to travel as cheap as possible. Okay, I'm going to be giving you some of the biggest tips to keep costs low and keep your travels long. First up is probably the biggest one. Stay in hostels. They are not like they were 20 years ago. Most of them have swimming pools, they have their own bars, they have their own restaurants, they have their own cafes. They have private rooms which are sort of hotel standard, and more importantly for me, I'm a backpacker, stay in dorms. You'll usually find that the bigger the dorm, the cheaper the bed is. The bigger the room, the cheaper they are. Probably one of your biggest costs before you travel is the actual flight itself. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to save as much money as possible in flights. When you normally enter a website, you always get like accept the cookies. Cookies are tracking, it will track you. So for instance, if you then go back to a website, it will recognize that you're back at a website looking at the same thing again, and they actually bump the price of the flight up. I always click file at the top of your browser. If you're doing this from an iPhone, you can click the plus button at the bottom, open up a new tab, and before you click open up a new tab, it will give you the option to open a private tab. That is searching in incognito mode / private mode, whatever you want to call it. So always search on private mode. When you go on Skyscanner, you can click your airport. You can also add in other airports, because sometimes it's cheaper, say flying from London or flying from Manchester, wherever it is. You can fly from different airports. Put in your destination, and then I always click search full month or search whole month. Skyscanner, which I love, also gives you an option to just fly anywhere. I think it's actually, they say everywhere. And it will come up with the cheapest country first. So you can just, if you're not even too sure where to go and you just want to go on a little trip, you can just search everywhere and it will come up with the cheapest country to fly to from that airport. So that can save you a lot of money as well doing that. And then you'll see by the calendar, it will show you green, red and orange. Red is your highest price, orange is middle, and green is your cheap flights. Also, when you're booking your accommodation, always look out for what is included. Okay, sometimes it is just your standard dorm bed. Me, I always like to, especially if I went backpacking, try and get a free breakfast included. If you can get a free brekkie, you're going to save yourself money every single day. And usually with the free breakfast, it's a lot of fruit. Sometimes you get like the muffins and croissants and stuff like that that come in packaging. Take that and put it in your bag for later, you know. Take a couple of bits of fruit, take some muffins, whatever it is. Shove that in your bag for snacks throughout the day. It could even tide you over till dinner time. Normally when I'm backpacking, I don't usually eat, you know, your 3 meals a day. You just don't. You're on the move, you're out and about, you're exploring. Sometimes you just want to grab and go. So that will save you money as well. Get the free breakfast, put it in your bag for later, and also eat the breakfast in the morning. You know what I mean? This one I'm guilty of until recently, okay? Get yourselves a water bottle. I think for the first 2 months of my Mexican trip, I didn't carry a water bottle, mainly because I was volunteering, so I was stationary all the time, so I would just get a glass or a cup of water. But then when I started actually moving through and backpacking properly, I got myself a water bottle so that I wasn't out buying water all of the time. Most of the hostels provide free drinking water, so just fill up your water bottle every single day for free. You'll be surprised how much money this saves you over a long period of time. Put it this way, you're not spending money on water, you can spend money on beer. Now obviously different things are going to align for different people. Some people aren't going to party as much, drink as much, anything like that. But if you are going to go out and party, I usually do, buy your own booze first, drink it in the hostel, do your pre-drinks and whatever. Take full advantage of all of the happy hours. Sometimes, I know for some of the hostels over here, they do like ladies' nights, so they do free drinks for half an hour for the girls. It's probably actually not very good advice, but just drink as many free drinks as you can in half an hour. Some hostels don't actually let you bring your own alcohol in. I say some, I only know of one, and I was actually quite surprised because, you know, it's a hostel, but they had their own bar. So if in that case, maybe go to the beach, have drinks there, just save money when you can, try and buy your own drinks as much as you can so you're not spending loads at the bar, because that is honestly where your money goes. Your money goes when you're drunk and you're buying shots for everyone. No, you do the same at home. At home and you're saving to go travelling, try and get as many rewards as you can on home on the money that you are spending. I was actually quite surprised on how much Tesco Club Card actually offer back. I met a girl over here, Bella, she was backpacking, and she was like staying in hotels and stuff on her mum's Tesco Club Card points. Look into reward systems. I know you can get ones for flights if you sign up with British Airways. Avos is another good one. All of this makes a massive difference when you're travelling. You don't realise how much you can actually get back once you're spending. I'll link some in the description below as well, just to give you a little bit of a start. Start collecting as many points as you can. Try and avoid the tourist traps. I know it's hard saying that because I'm a tourist talking to tourists. You usually find whenever you go somewhere, let's just say for example you're in a city, the closer you are to the central, the more expensive it's going to be. I'm talking bars and restaurants. If you're looking to go for something to eat, try and go 3 or 4 streets outside of the town centre. You'll normally find it will get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper as you go out. For example, if you're in Playa del Carmen in Mexico, if you're on 5th Avenue, it is the most expensive. You're paying like £12 for guacamole. Okay, you go to 10th, you might pay like £6. You go to 15th, you're paying like £3. It honestly, it gets cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. You'll know a good local restaurant when you see loads of local people eating there and it's quite busy. That's a good indication that it's a local restaurant. Just follow the locals in general. Follow them to their restaurants, follow them to their bars, follow them on the bus, follow the local people. Honestly, this one is a humongous one for me. It is now anyway, especially if you've been following me for a while. You'll know that I'm out in Mexico doing volunteering. I've been doing volunteering quite a lot, and it is literally the sole reason why I'm still out here 4 months later. I've done so many places, all thanks to volunteering. Right now I'm actually sat in the hostel where I'm doing volunteering through World Packers. It is a platform which you can join and get a yearly membership, and then it will give you unlimited volunteering positions for that whole 12 months. You can go anywhere in the world. Just a little tip though with World Packers, they are very responsive. So I didn't know what to expect, and I think I applied for like 10. I was there, it was raining in Holbox one day, and I was just sat there for the afternoon. I applied for like 10. Literally like 8 accepted me, and I was like, oh my god, shit, like I actually have to cancel 7 of these now, and I felt really, really bad. But I didn't expect everyone to get back to me, and like for literally most of them to say yes and accept me. So just go easy, maybe apply for like 2 or 3 and just see if they get back to you in a few days. Give it a few days. They're all different, so it's not just hostel. And so for instance, I'm doing the social media here for this hostel. You can also do like eco projects. You can work in schools and volunteer and help teach children English or Spanish or any language. There's so many different ones that you can do. It's honestly such a good website as well, and it's $50 for the year membership, but you can get $10 off if you use my code Paige Copeland, but it's Paige with 2 E's. I will put that in the description. And yeah, I first found out about volunteering when I was in Thailand, and a girl that I met over there, she's like, I'm running out of money and I don't want to go home. I'm just going to work at this hostel. And I was like, you can do that. She was like, half the people here are volunteers. Like most of the hostels are volunteers. You know, you just do a few hours work, do whatever it is, and stay here for free, get free food and all of that. And I was like, oh my god, that is insane. I was like, do you need a visa? Like, what do you need for this? And it's like, no, it's volunteering. You can just do it. And at the time, I had all my plans set. I didn't have anything booked, but I wanted to travel like 10 countries, and I had the money to do it. I didn't really need to volunteer at that time. And I remember saying to myself, this is back in 2019, I'm going to do that one day. I really am. That sounds really, really good. And then fast forward like 3 years later, here I am doing it. And I really cannot recommend it enough. I honestly love it. Like, I literally love it. I'm going to volunteer, I think, just for the rest of my time in Mexico, because why not? You just do like 4 hours a day, you get everything for free. You're spending like the best part of like £5 a day if you're volunteering. Sorry, but without volunteering, I would not still be in Mexico. I would have gone home like 3 months ago. Just go for it, really. Do you know what I mean? And the thing, I think the worst that can happen is you don't like it, you just leave. Like, no one's forcing you to stay there. Another huge one. I don't know if this applies to Southeast Asia though, to be honest. I'm just going to make this disclaimer. Southeast Asia is that cheap, it is probably cheaper to eat out than buy your own food and cook it. Hence why most of the hostels in Southeast Asia don't actually have kitchens for the guests, because you can literally go out and buy a dinner for like £1. And then the food is banging. Buy my own food and cook my own food. I do eat out as well because it's still, sometimes you can get all the street food and everything like that, but generally speaking I cook my own meals out here. And also, if you are going to buy things like that, fruit and veg, the fruit markets and the little markets where people are selling it themselves are so much cheaper than these OXO shops, Walmart, all of these other shops. They're so much cheaper, and they're usually like freshly picked. And one last tip before we wrap it up: always consider traveling to your next country by bus. You can in fact get to these countries via buses, via trains, and they're normally half the price of a flight. Not always, but most of the time. Always consider it before you go ahead and book a flight. For me, I can get to Guatemala for 1100 pesos on the bus. I've checked flights. I can fly to Guatemala for about 2,500 pesos. Add my bag, maybe 3,000 pesos, something like that. So that's like a third of the price. Plus, I can take as much stuff on the bus as I want, and I'm guilty of overpacking. Same in Asia, you can do it the same in Asia. You can get sleeper trains and sleeper buses straight into the next country. So yeah, I hope this has given you some enlightenment in how to save money before traveling, whilst traveling, to travel. And yeah, once you get out there, tag me in your stuff. Tag me in you making your own toast and filling up your own water bowls. Doing your own washing. Okay, for me, that's just something I don't actually do. 5 pesos the other day for 6 kilos of washing. That's like £2, you know? And it's amazing. It smells amazing. I'm still wearing this. It's my third day of wearing this. And do your own washing. Wash your own knickers with your shampoo in the shower if you want. We're all guilty of doing that once or twice. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It really does help me in more ways than you can imagine. Ciao.